We'll be back in a few moments. Now it's to Lisa Best for Showbiz.
Thanks, Kristen. Burton Cummings was in Winnipeg yesterday. The ex-Guess Who member has a new CD out called Up Close and Alone, but Burton was anything but alone during a concert at Eaton Place.
Wow, I didn't even see all you folks up there. This is really... Oh, my goodness. Winnipeg. Wow, man.
Even Burton's mom was in the crowd. About 1,000 Winnipeggers came out to see the former Guess Who member perform a promotional concert for album number 32, Up Close and Alone.
Thanks very much. I think that's a drive-by now. Oh, thanks a lot.
It was a chance to make some new memories and relive old ones.
1967 Deborah on CUAC, autograph. And I'm getting hot waiting. Oh, God.
First time I ever saw him sing. Yeah, it was pretty good.
But I was surprised at the turnout. I didn't expect so many people.
To be, you know, middle-aged, kind of approaching middle age. I'm looking at 49 this year. And to have all this excitement and energy and buzz around this release is very invigorating, very rejuvenating. If anything, this is as exciting as when I first joined the Guess Who, because the hoopla, the brouhaha, the energy around this is astounding.
32,000 copies of Up Close and Alone have sold since its release just last week. At that rate, the artist will see gold in the near future. Burton says he has enough material recorded for an Up Close and Alone Volume 2, and he's also started writing his memoirs.
It's called Colored Lights Can Hypnotize, which is a line from American Woman, which I think kind of sums up the magnetic attraction that drew me to show business.
In Off the Wall showbiz news, Keith Levit is back from a recent tour of South America. Levit is a local photographer who spent 2 decades capturing some of the world's most remote regions and the people who inhabit them.
The photography opportunities there for me were incredible. Not only the usual animals and landscape, but the people. You could see by the frame of the negative that the entire image of what I saw, of what I captured in the camera, is on these photos. There's no cropping, there's no manipulation. This is exactly what was photographed. There was a sunrise by Lake Natron in northern Tanzania where a woman was standing by a small creek and the sun was shining on her face just as it rose above the horizon, and the look in her eyes and in her face said it all.
You'll find Keith's works on display and for sale on the walls of the Manitoba Theatre Centre. On stage at MTC, it's the Gardener's Delight Little Shop of Horrors. And finally, if you're looking for theatre with a good helping of rock and roll, the rock musical Tommy is starting a 6-month tour here in Winnipeg on June 7th.
A third barge has been moved into Grand Point tonight to help move sandbags into that area. The military is continuing to work around the clock to raise and maintain dikes in the flood-stricken area. As of noon today, EMO allowed all 163 people from Letellier to return through roadblocks set up on the highway. All services are safely back in place, and the residents will be allowed back today and tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Floodwaters continue to take their toll on Manitoba's highways. These incredible pictures are from Highway 201 leading into the Roseau River Reserve. Manitoba Highways officials say they won't know how many chunks of road have been washed away until the water recedes. Military personnel are warning people about playing with flares dropped over the Red River Valley and the Brunkill Dike area. If you find one of these flares, you are asked to contact the military or local police. They will ensure the remains are properly disposed of by an explosive ordnance crew.
We'll take you further into this highly imaginative world on Live on Lombard.
And stay with us. Here's a sample of what's coming up in entertainment. And later in Health Bites, despite having lots of water on the ground, Manitobans are in need of more water. In Health Bites tonight, water may be everywhere in southern Manitoba, but some residents are having a hard time.
Weather is brought to you by Zeneca Agro.
Day today.
It's 12 in Melita, 9 degrees in Brandon, 4 degrees with Sagaming. It's sunshine without that precipitation. You're up to date. That is your Pulse weather.
Thanks, Dean. Well, if you enjoy nice leisurely walks down at the Forks, you'll have to wait about 8 more weeks for that. The city has to wait until the Red and Assiniboine rivers drop enough to clean up the walkway or even to see it. And it'll be even longer for the rivers to drop back down to normal summer levels, which could be around July the 1st. Still to come, how Bre-X became the biggest scam ever. And now here's Namwa with a preview of entertainment.
Whether it's lifting sandbags, engineering dikes, or donating funds, there are plenty of ways to help out with the flood. For the 4th Avenue Quartet, it's vocal harmonies that lend a hand. I'll fill you in just ahead.
Check in with Namwa Delaney for a look at entertainment now. Namwa, I understand our MTN flood aid on Saturday night raised about $75,000 and the money is still coming in.
That's absolutely right. People were absolutely wonderful, from the people donating to the people in the audience at the event. People really, really supported it. So just a big thank you to everyone out there for that.
Okay.
You know, there's more coming in as well. That Star 103 were actually at that event. They were very much involved with the flood relief. And now other radio stations from the Craig Broadcasting System in Alberta and Saskatchewan, they're going to be bringing in 4 vehicles, 4 radio station vehicles plus 5 semis jam-packed with provisions, and that's going to be tomorrow. So
excellent.
Quite a sight, I should think, in store for us. Well, over to our live guests, which we have in the studio right now. Yes, they are stars of the flood themselves. The 4th Avenue Quartet will join other valiant Winnipeggers for Friends for Flood release this week, and they've agreed to give us an early sample of their song.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow.
So tell us, what exactly is Friends for Flood Relief?
Friends for Flood Relief is a benefit concert that we decided to put on with a bunch of our musician friends in order to raise money for the flood victims.
Excellent. And I believe these musician friends, you have quite a variety of styles between you, don't you?
Ourselves, 4th Avenue, we're playing Combo, which is a rockabilly group. Almost Blue, a rhythm and blues group. Who else is playing? Help me out. Blues Newton, Curtis Newton. He is a blues singer. And Rock Calypso, which is a calypso band. So there's a really wide variety of music, something for everybody.
Excellent. And you actually change your guise, don't you, to suit the occasion? Tell us about what you're going to do for people on that particular evening.
Well, we consider ourselves a show.
Okay, well, just for a moment now, we're going to leave watery Manitoba just for a moment and take a brief trip around the world through the eyes of the camera lens.
When my father was cleaning out his closet, and he had an old camera, an old box camera, and he asked me if I wanted to experiment with it. And I did, and I really got hooked. fascination with people. And I've traveled extensively, and to be able to capture people in their own environment, in faraway places, places where the traveler typically wouldn't think of going, that's what appeals to me. This man was sitting in a pile of rubble, just sitting and gazing at me. And as I approached him, he didn't change his look. He just looked dead into the camera, and his eyes were so powerful. You could see right through to this man's soul. Being a photographer, you learn how to observe, and you see things that most people don't see, things that are in front of people, but they just don't take it in.
Keith Levit's photos of peoples and their lands will